I have 2 weeks to make a game for a game jam, but since I made it to the finals last year, I challenged myself to do it in just 4 days. Will I make it to round 2? Hey everyone, my name is Jos. I'm a software engineer and I make games as a hobby. I like to join game jams because they force you to be creative. GDKO, or Game Dev Knockout, is an elimination tournament for game developers of all skill sets, where solo developers compete through 5 rounds. This year's round 1 theme is create a core mechanic and a secondary mechanic that can be used for progression. Last year I reached the top 5, but that's a story for another video, so please subscribe. For this year, my goal is to create one game and expand on it with each round. Day 1. To start, I set some boundaries for myself. First of all, I want to make a 2D game because I think that's where my strength is. And second of all, I want to make a puzzle game. And just because I love playing them. Since the theme was centered around mechanics, on day 1 I brainstormed a big list of ideas. Some cool ideas I liked were transforming, swinging through walls and moving magnetic blocks. After this, I did not do a lot. I played around with these ideas in my head, but basically I waited 10 whole days before I started making something. This is the reason why I had to make a game in 4 days. Day 10. After brainstorming, I chose to implement a shooting mechanic. A missed shot would spawn an enemy, and in addition, I had a secondary mechanic where you could only jump when touched by an enemy. I failed to properly record my progress, but I do have some really low quality footage. As you can see, this created some interesting mechanic, but I ended up not liking the idea that much. I went back to the drawing board. Day 11. The next day I chose to start over. I implemented a swinging mechanic where you could swing through walls. I still wasn't satisfied with the concept, so I decided to think about it some more and went to bed. Before I fell asleep, inspiration struck. I grabbed my notepad and sketched out my idea. A game where you have the shape of a Tetris block, but you can move your face independently within the block. The position of the face can be used for transforming into different Tetris blocks. This could be an interesting concept. Day 12. So, the next morning I opened up my game engine and started implementing the mechanics. When you walk left, your face moves left. When you walk right, your face moves right. This created unique mechanics in the interactions with different shapes. Experimenting with this idea, I quickly discovered fun possibilities and interactions. Day 13. The next day I experimented with the different shapes and I tried to come up with some cool challenges for the level to showcase my mechanics. The last day. On the last day I did not do much. I came up with a name for my game, which is Shift Shape. I created a cool thumbnail and I submitted the game. If you'd like to play the game yourself, check the link in the description. Feel free to leave any comments on my game, any feedback is welcome. And of course, thanks for watching my first video. If you want to see how I expand this game in the next rounds, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye.